Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill. I'm 90% sure is number 27. I
Mm-hmm.
checked, but not recently enough to remember 100%. Of course, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceans.
Hello.
And this is kind of a sad week because next week there is no Shonen Jump because how dare those mangaka get a single holiday? I'm furious.
Yeah.
Time off? Absolutely not.
Anyway, now we'll talk about the horrible working conditions about of the mangaka industry. But also first, what the fuck, Horikoshi? How dare you sleep?
No breaks.
What the
The
fuck?
industry is awful, but also no breaks. I need to read Kino every week.
What the fuck do you mean you want to go to the cinema and see your family? Are you some
Not
kind of liberal?
finish the series first, all right? Then you can do whatever that shit is after you're retired.
Look at Kishimoto. He neglected his life for 20 years. Be like him.
Please don't be like him.
No, don't be like him. Take care of your health, folks.
Gonna have a series
Workaholism.
called Beku. It's just gonna be his shitty child.
Just in general, workaholism, serious issue. Take care of yourself, people.
Indeed.
Uh,
Work-life
especially
balance.
you, yeah, especially you, Koei Horikoshi, who clearly watches SNC every
Every
week.
week, yeah, every week. He's waiting right now. Like I don't. He's trying to do the time zone conversion into
Yeah,
into our time zones to figure out if it's up or not yet.
he does, by his own admission, watch a lot of YouTube apparently.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I mean that's
He's
where
one of our 3,000 viewers.
he's the guy who shields Black Clover. But yeah, like apparently the inspiration of Gentle was legitimately just the YouTubers he likes to watch,
That's
which
funny.
well also concerning because does he like watch YouTubers who just straight up commit like
Who
minor
just
crimes,
commit crime on camera.
committed crime in
That,
Minecraft, but not really.
that's Horikoshi's favorite genre is petty crime on camera.
He's like, oh, my favorite YouTubers are the ones that just straight up commit felonies and upload it.
Man, and also
Oh
the saddest thing ever is Jujutsu Kaisen's little page saying new chapter in 21 days.
yeah,
Ugh, I'm not even gonna live that long. That's a long time.
it's yeah. Well, we're gonna have to survive. We'll have 1 week of just pure silence next week, and then we'll have a half Kino issue the week after because only one half of the two amigos will be publishing. At least I think My Hero will have a chapter
It
afterwards.
says
So
14 days.
yeah, so we should be good. Um. Anyway, what are your top three, bro?
Top three. Number one, Jujutsu Kaisen. Number two, Mashle. Number three, mm, I'm trying to leave Doctor Stone out of these because all it does is make it more difficult at the end of the episode to remember which one. That's why we skipped Mashle that week was because I put Doctor Stone in. So I think I'm gonna say Undead Unluck.
Really, no My Hero at all?
No, it was like it was close. It was okay.
Okay,
It was good, but Undead Unluck was some absolute fire.
okay. Because my top three are My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Mashle. To no one's
The
surprise.
the the stocked favorites.
I just opened a box that says all reliable. That's just my stock list. Well, they're just consistent. What can I say? And I'm not a series trader like you, Zen, who like randomly decides that My Hero isn't good enough. Can't believe this shit in here.
Hey, listen. Jujutsu Kaisen is still on the list, so I'm not betraying anybody.
You're betraying Horikoshi. You're
Horikoshi
betraying.
betrayed me by writing the joint training arc first, okay? Our
Oh my god.
relationship is still on thin ice.
Oh my god. Any relationship counselor would tell you that it's been 2 years. Move on, you know?
Listen, okay? Some scars never heal.
I see. Well, you heard it here first, Koei Orikoshi, who definitely watches this show. You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yep, you're still in the doghouse, all right? I don't owe you anything after that shit.
Now it's airing in the anime as well,
Oh, great.
which I'm sure you're watching religiously.
Oh yeah, I've been watching it so many times in the past 4 years.
Yeah, apparently they're from what I'm hearing, like people seem to be enjoying it, but from what I'm hearing, they're retaining the pacing from the manga, which brave choice, very brave choice.
They looked at this and they were like, "How can we improve it?" And they were like, "Don't. Just make it equally shitty."
Well, I mean, to the anime's credit, it has in the past turned what I consider the absolute dog shit worst arc of MHA into a perfectly acceptable, like middling to good arc, which is the summer exams, the one where Bakugo and Deku fight All Might.
Oh
Because
yeah.
that one's unreadable in the manga. Like straight up, I hate it so much in the manga. In the anime, it's perfectly enjoyable.
Are you hearing
Like,
this, mangaka Kohei Horikoshi, who watches the show? Absolutely. Are you hearing the slander that you're getting from Mr. MHA?
look, man, don't rat me out like that. We've managed what 10 minutes without talking about a single series.
It's only 6.5 minutes.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. Well, I guess
What's
we should
first?
start by virtue of the fact that they came out several days ago. They are first on the list, so I guess Dragon Ball Super should be the first one that we talk about.
Okay. I cannot wait for the guy who's called Gas to enter the story and someone to say, "Oh no, he's gonna pass that gas," and some shit like that.
Twitter's
Because
going to be insufferable when he comes out, and then everyone's going to be like, "Wow, that chapter was gas."
don't gas me, bro.
Anyway, nothing happened in this chapter. Literally nothing happened.
No, one thing happened in this chapter, and it's that every single character we like are invested in just got lied to and bamboozled and sold out.
And I don't
Like,
understand this plan, because their plan is like, "Oh, we'll just tell them that fucking whatever the guy. What's the guy's name? Granola, that's it. Yeah, we'll tell him that Captain Crunch is actually a bad guy, and then we'll tell Captain Crunch that the Saiyans work for Frieza." And doesn't this plan kind of rely on them just not speaking to each other at all? Like, even for a second? Because wouldn't he be like, "Hey, you're Frieza's men," and then they'd be like, "No, we've killed that dude like twice each." And then he'd be like, "What? Oh, okay." And then that's the thing.
You know, I'm thinking this is like some 3000 IQ play by the Heaters, because they're like, oh,
Their names are the Heaters. I forgot that.
Yeah, because they're oil, gas, and something else.
And they're the opposite of Frieza.
Yeah.
So they're the Heaters.
That's actually really charming. I will say that is actually really cute. But yeah, like they're like, oh, this is Dragon Ball. So once they start fighting, it doesn't really matter what they say, they're just gonna fight.
That's true. They're just being genre aware. They're like, we know what series we're in.
Yeah. Like, what, you think Vegeta is gonna listen to what the opponent is gonna say if it's not just straight up slander
Also,
that can make him more powerful?
I like how Beerus was like, "Hey, wear this little ear cuff because it lets everyone know you have the power to vaporize existences." And I just keep a bag of them nearby.
I also like Whis immediately after was like, "Oh, I mean, fuck you if you're doing that."
Then I
Come
guess
here, Goku.
I guess I'm sharpieing Goku's shirt again.
Yeah. They just need to rip the band-aid off and give Goku and Vegeta like completely different outfits for like a longer period of time.
Yeah, they really do. Like the redesigned outfits for Super, I thought were pretty good, and then they were like, "No, we can't sell toys with this. We can't.
Yeah.
We'd have to redesign Vegito if we keep these outfits, and we're not doing that also. So let's just put him back in the old clothes."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's just at this point it just feels really weird to just have these new outfits that barely do anything. Like the only ones that I felt were really cool and that I would have liked to have seen stick around, aside from the super, like the special ones, would have probably been the coats from the Broly movie.
Yeah,
Like
the
those are
Broly
fucking
coats were
cool.
cool.
Yeah. But at this point, it's kind of like, how do you redesign Mickey Mouse, right? Like, it's kind of gotten to that level.
I guess, but then why even bother giving them the different outfits just for like a couple arcs that are like full on redesigns? And they're like, no, okay, we got to go back.
Well, I mean, Mickey Mouse has different shading depending on which movie you watch, so I suppose. Also, damn, are we now under the watchful eye of Disney because I said Mickey
Because you
Mouse?
said Mickey Mouse several times. There,
Yeah.
the eye of
Well,
Sauron has rolled in this direction.
well, I mean, to be fair, Disney owns like probably half the English language at this point.
Disney probably owns this show, and we just don't realize it yet.
Well, they don't own Google, as far as I'm aware, and we're not partnered with any like media company that is owned by Disney. So I don't know. I think we're still free.
The shackles are off still, for now.
We yet resist his influence. His dark machinations do not touch us quite yet.
The year's 2030, and we're the only piece of media left that's not owned by Disney.
No, I wouldn't like that. You know why? We would have our comment sections be swarmed by like right-wing weirdos who are super horny about staying outside of the grid.
Oh
Right? This
God,
is the
that's
only
right. We'd be the only bastion of the people against the deep state.
against the leftist dictatorship. They rejected me at Chipotle because I didn't wear my mask. 1984 much.
Taking away my freedom to cough directly into the eyes of service workers.
Anyway, Dragon Ball.
Well, as we said, pretty much nothing happened. They were just like, "Hey, I can do the move that we know I can do because I've been training it." And Vegeta's like, "Me too." And then they're like, "Okay." And then the aliens come and they're like, "Oh my God, we're being attacked," even though we're not. Can we just hang out here and wait for Goku and Vegeta to come? And Bulma's like, "Yeah." And then Goku and Vegeta come, and then they go to fight fucking Boo Berry, and that's the whole chapter.
Yeah, like I will say though, I do like the Hedor's plan because it really just boils down to we just need to get our two biggest enemies to fuck each other up, which I'm a fan of. Like I think honestly that's the only way anyone is gonna advance in Dragon Ball society at this point, as long as Goku and Vegeta are around. So like I like that is like a sort of reasonable consideration. I just don't want them to 2 minutes into the fight be like, haha, we orchestrated this, and then they get vaporized by Goku sneezing. So, I doubt this is gonna be very cool for very long, but for now, I think it's pretty cool.
All right, that's fair enough. I don't have high hopes for it. I think they're probably just gonna like have a chapter or two where they fight, and then they're gonna like, wait, we can't have you fight for that long because you gotta be a good guy. And he's gonna be like, yes, I am good, man. And then they stop.
All right. So what do we give Dragon Ball?
I'll give Dragon Ball a please keep this energy for more than a week out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'll give Dragon Ball pass that gas out of 10. So what's next on your magic list, buddy?
Next up on the magic list. Oh God, I closed the magic list. What am I doing?
It's crazy in here. We're losing control.
It's that Disney influence.
Oh no. I can feel the leftoids manipulating me.
Next up
into
on the
selling-
magic list is Elusive Samurai.
Really? No Vigilantes yet and no Boruto? I would have thought they'd
Well, you told me you didn't touch Boruto, so I didn't bring it up. Boruto
Yeah.
always uploads the exact same time as Super. Oh, there is a Vigilantes chapter. You're right.
Yeah,
there
chapter
is
100,
one.
yeah.
Okay, there is a Vigilantes.
Yeah, which, by the way, I want to say Vigilantes does it again, because last time we had a Vigilantes chapter, I mentioned that Vigilantes announced that they would have a big announcement with chapter 100 and like a special project. And that announcement, which, when you say something like that, people will expect an anime adaptation or something cool. It's literally just that Japanese users can read this series for free for like 2 weeks, I think. It's like, ooh.
Yay.
Chapter 100 announcement. Let's go.
They're doing their best. God damn it.
Japan really needs to kind of learn how to do these promotional events for more than just itself, because it's starting to feel very weird to have manga be this global medium, and then most events related to it are literally only in Japan and only during like very specific time windows. So you couldn't even like, I don't know, like I'm thinking of like the My Hero Academia exhibition that is running right now, where like, you've been a global juggernaut for half a decade now. You could try and make this a bit more accessible to people outside the country. Like, obviously, it's that country's media at the end of the day, and they do get exclusive access to a lot of things, and I don't think that that's fundamentally wrong. But I do think that when you have something big like the Drawing Smash exhibition, or when you say you're going to have this big announcement, an announcement that you bother to translate into all languages, having it end up being just a Japanese only thing is kind of very disappointing.
That's actually funny as hell that they translated the announcement to be like, look out, and then it's just not anything for anybody but the Japanese audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, it kind of is similar to that JoJo event where they announced Part 6, right? Where they were like, oh yeah, we're selling tickets to the US and to non-Japanese regions, but then we're only going to have Google Translate automated captions for that, which are completely unreadable.
Welcome to the toaster family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, like, I wonder, I guess all the people who tell me that, oh, Japan doesn't care about the rest of the world, they might be right. I can't believe this.
Betrayed again.
Onan from Twitter, you know who you are. You won. I can't believe this shit. But yeah, like it does feel a bit weird sometimes, because there seems to be a bit of a disconnect where manga and anime is still seen as sort of a local thing, when like realistically, especially in the case of something like My Hero, it just isn't. Like, I'm sorry, it just is not a local phenomenon.
I can't get over how funny it is that they translated the announcement, but nothing that anyone but Japanese can do with it.
Yeah, it's
the
but
fucking
anyway.
audacity.
Anyway,
yes, chapters.
very little actually happens.
Well,
Yeah.
Not a whole lot happened, but it was interesting. The heroes are fighting whatever these dudes are, the disruption goons or whatever the fuck they're called. I don't really remember what they're called.
No, they're actually called Anons.
Oh Christ. Oh Jesus. All right, yeah. So they're called Anons,
and they're produced by All for One's estate, which, oh man, that really works for our.
You're going in and out super bad. So I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna talk over his blips. You're blipping like crazy.
Oh damn. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I back?
You're back now.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that it works really well for our own lore. If
yes.
All for One can create Anons.
Can create Anons. That's how all the conspiracies get started. He just makes them.
He's like, yes, Tomura, I will plant one here that will tell you that 5G towers.
All right, the jokes are going to be very difficult with them blipping out in the middle of each joke. I believe that was going toward.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's back. We lost you right in the middle of 5G towers.
I can't believe this shit. Honestly, it was probably funnier though that way. I don't know if my internet's fucking up. Let me go.
That's always a good sign when someone says, "I don't know if my internet's fucking up," and then the middle of them saying, "Let me check it," it's fucking gone again.
Just give me a second. I'll be fine. Keep the torch running. Don't let it be extinguished. I'm drowning.
Okay, so Vigilantes. All the lights turn off, and then the QAnon movement comes, and they're bombs. They're just people bombs, and then they explode on people. And Eraserhead is like, I'm gonna fucking kick their asses because being a teacher is a lot harder than fighting bombs, which was like a cute little thing. And then for some reason, the crawler is running at the end instead of using his power, which is much faster than running. But that's okay. That's really all that happened. Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, are you alive again?
They tried to get me, Zen. They tried to get me.
They cut your internet cables.
Walt Disney himself came and cut my cable with the fucking scissors.
The South Park Mickey Mouse kicked your door in.
Beat the crap out of me. I barely survived. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think Discord just fucks up. I've had it a few times now where like Discord just decides a call is gonna be garbage until you reset it.
Yeah, it does do that sometimes. Good
Yeah.
service.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm glad we rely on it. It's like Zoom. Our university is completely like they basically can't do lectures anymore because Zoom is so unsafe. We've had cases of people like just streaming gore into lectures and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm glad my future depends on that.
Yeah, I'm glad my degree depends on this easily interfered with service.
Anyway, Vigilantes, right?
Yeah, it was perfectly acceptable out of 10.
Yeah, like I like Koichi's interactions with the pro heroes, where he's like, "Oh, you're working hard, so I just came by to say thank you, even though I know you're gonna fucking arrest me." Like, it's cute. It characterizes him as just an uwu good boy in a way that I can get behind, which is nice because I really have not been able to get behind him too much for a large part of Vigilantes. And I also like Aizawa's little speech where he's like, "Oh, fighting villains is fucking nothing compared to having to deal with hormonal teenagers. Like, are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I have to deal with children now, and that just sucks. So I'd rather kick these bombs in the street.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And as I said last time, I think I like Six's plan. Like, we're gonna just create a whole bunch of confusion, and we're gonna use that confusion to make the heroes work harder. Like, I like that. It feels like an actual calculated good plan.
The only
But
thing I don't quite get about his plan is he's like, we're gonna black out this entire city so that there's no media report that gets All Might's attention. But like, wouldn't it get his attention that an entire city fell off the grid?
Nah, that just happens. Don't worry about it.
Well, All Might, like we said, All Might's like, there's no news. I'm not going.
No cameras?
No cameras, no All
saving.
Might, buddy. I'm not doing that shit. Who's gonna record this and put it on YouTube if there's no power out there?
What, you want me to save your ass for free? What are you, some fucking liberal? You want to go to the doctor without getting into debt next?
Are we saying that both All Might and All for One are raging conservatives?
Well, they're both old and they both hate each other. That works for me.
That's true. You know what? That's more in character than I thought it would be.
Because, I mean, think about it. All Might fucking was basically Superman for 40 years. And all he did was make systemic problems even worse.
You know what? That's true.
Like, legitimately, from what we've seen of All for One's era, while it was more chaotic, it seemed like people were overall happier than they were with All Might. Because with All Might, it was like, oh, All Might isn't there? Yeah, sorry, you're dying. Because no one else is competent enough. Like,
I don't know if they were happier.
Well, they were either happier or dead.
Well, okay, that's fair. Either you liked it or you were killed. So I guess it...
Well, we'll get to All for One's history once we get to the My Hero chapter, because I do have a couple of things to say on that. But yeah, so Vigilantes was fun. Like, it was okay. It was better than the stupid flashback arc.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can ever do worse than that. So I feel like every single like chapter from now on, I'm gonna think back to that flashback arc and be like, it could be worse. This one was pretty good.
Yeah, at least fucking Mirko wasn't here to ruin it.
Yeah, teenage Mirko wasn't here flipping around, and then nothing even really happens. It's just...
Nah, bro, we saw more of Mirko. That's worth it, right? That can carry.
I don't want to get down the bunny girl rabbit hole again, but I do not get the obsession.
Rabbit hole.
All right, we're moving on. All right, next chapter is the Elusive Samurai.
The Elusive Samurai. Fun.
Yeah, I thought it was
cool.
Maybe the best one of the best ones. I like the whole, like, yeah, this is how ninja were created. It was cute.
Yeah. Also, I felt like this. We kept complaining about how nothing happens in Elusive Samurai and a lot of talking. This chapter almost felt like there was too much happening. Like
Well, yeah, I
we
feel like
went.
it felt that way because we're so used to nothing happening. Where they're like, "Hang on, wait, what's going on? You haven't explained it to me in 37 panels of exposition. What's happening?"
Yeah. The fuck you mean? Like things are moving? What? But yeah, like it was a lot of fun and it had some really cool paneling as well. Like the page where Genma, whatever his name is, reveals that he has basically set everything on fire. Like that's really cool. Like and the way that fire is drawn also, like that really took my attention.
Yes, the fire
Um
is super good looking.
yeah, and like in general, it was a nice little chapter just kind of illustrating the abilities of this new recruit that we've got. And how to solve how they solved the threat from Eye and Ear Man without actually killing them, which means that they might reappear, which I kind of want because they're really funny.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about them fighting as a combined like part of a head. It's funny as shit to me.
I think it's the fact that they're so like okay with it. Like there's no hesitation from either of them. They're just like, Sadamuno Dono, look over there, and he's like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, they're
Like,
just like so into it.
they're like so chill.
Thank you for your ear power.
I actually really want to see them back because they might actually. Now that I think about it, that might be my favorite thing about the Elusive Samurai so far. Just these two gross dudes.
Why are his ears so big? Why are they on the same horse that way? Look at the way that he's hanging on to the eye, dude. It's like straddling him from behind.
They're just two bros, man. This is what male friendship looks like. Don't question it. This is how my friend drove me to the COVID vaccination today.
You were in the backseat of his car, posed exactly like that.
Yes. Of course. I had to sniff out because I'm the nose guy in this situation, and I had to sniff out the vaccination center. But yeah, I really hope we see those guys again because they're fun. And it's funny to me that I'm now kind of associating them as my favorite part of Elusive Samurai when, as we've talked about it before, it's very clear that the author wanted the priest to become sort of like, the meme mascot.
Oh yeah, he desperately badly he wanted the priest to be the guy, and it has not worked out at all.
Yeah, but ear and eye guys, I can ship that. I can get invested in that. Give me an arc where they learn to love each other.
What is your power? Eyes. What is your power? Ears. Together we're 2/4 of a functioning face.
That's the best description of a villain group I've heard. Oh, the villain group is just gonna be the face, isn't it?
Oh no! So you think we're gonna get a bad guy that's a nose and a mouth?
We're gonna get a bad guy that's a nose and has a huge nose, and a bad guy that has a huge tongue, and then the main bad guy, Takakuji or whatever his name is, he's gonna be like the brain, and together they're a fully functioning head.
The villain clan head.
Yeah, and honestly, if he then wants to do like a sequel manga, they were just the head of like a mecha of humans. Like one guy just has a really enlarged liver. He's like, yes, I'm immune to toxins.
He's just got a huge side that's sticking out of his side.
Yeah, the further down the body they get, though, they would have to make it rated R for obvious reasons.
Damn, the one lucky guy from the whole villain organization.
Imagine how the guy immediately behind him must feel. Because he just got a massive asshole.
So it's the same team up, but just instead of sound, he's just like, my erection's pointing in this direction. They're over there.
He has the erection compass ability.
The shadow from the sun.
It always twitches to where the enemy is.
Can sense danger.
Step aside, Deku, with your pussy-ass danger sense. Oh.
The guy comes in and he's like, "What's your power?" He's talking. He's like, "Oh, it's boner dono. What's your power?" And he's like, "I can sense danger." And they're like, "Wow, like Spider-Man?" And he's like, "No, not quite."
So like this scenario assumes that anyone in that room in feudal Japan knows what Spider-Man is.
Yeah. Oh, of course they do.
Okay, now comes the real question. When we get to like the appendages, is it one guy for like hands, or one guy per hand, or one guy per finger?
No, it's gonna be one guy with giant palms and normal-sized fingers, and then one guy with a normal-sized palm but giant fingers.
Oh God. Remember how we said last week that this guy should do a horror manga? I think he's in the process of making it, and it's called The Elusive Samurai. Dear God.
I can't wait for the guy whose power is just like giant knees. He's just got huge knees. That's all he's got.
He can like go on his knees and be like a fucking sled. Not a sled. Yes, no, a sled.
Sled.
Fuck. Sled. Damn you, bilingualism. Oh.
Quick, everyone,
Right.
take shelter behind my knees.
He's like Captain America.
Yeah, it's just like Captain America's shield.
This fight sure was the bee's knees.
You did great, son. Take a knee.
This is so stupid. I don't know if I'm overheating because of the vaccine or because I'm laughing so much. Oh, okay. What do we give Elusive Samurai then?
Pretty good out of 10. I liked it. I thought it was one of the better chapters of the series so far, even though we talked about it for like 10 seconds.
Giant thumbs up out of 10.
Giant thumb with tiny rest of hand out of 10.
We have people now in like the Discord and whatnot. I need someone to draw that. We need a villain gallery for the Elusive Samurai.
Elusive Samurai. Every villain with a slightly larger body.
All right.
Dude's power is a neck, and it's just best genus. He just survives from the fucking feudal era.
He just borrows him from My Hero real quick. Well, you know, the way Kishimoto borrowed Kurapika for his own manga, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and just gave him a different hair color. A different hair color.
He just took him and then was like, you can't just copy him exactly. And he was like, no, see, he looks like Hiei. So it's fine. Oh, God. Okay.
Anyway, what's next on your magic list?
Next up is Witch Watch.
Cute.
Pretty cute. Yeah, it's getting harder to talk about because every week is just like, oh, that was cute.
Yeah, like... I think I've abandoned the hope that this is going to turn into something more substantial. Like, I think this is going to stay a rom-com, which isn't a bad thing. Just means that our discussions on it just can't get very substantial because obviously we could try and discuss like how the structure of the chapter, flowed the narrative for, the joke of him catching all the body measurement cheats, which like, why does the school have that?
Yeah, that's a little weird, right? Oh no, it's my tit charts for all the teenagers.
The school just keeps like a fucking graph. of
The principal of
body
the
measure.
school, giant dick guy from Elusive Samurai.
Oh no. Oh no. I can't believe this shit.
He's
But
just in the
yeah, like
principal's office right now, like, who the hell caught all those papers?
but yeah, like it was a fun chapter. Like I thought him catching all of them and then specifically going, I did not look at any one of them. That was really funny.
I like the guy, Moy. I think he's cool. He's like, he doesn't understand how everything he does is super fucking awesome, and obviously everyone would think he's cool.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, "Yeah, I don't get it." But I also like the girl. I think she's very cute. She's like trying to get her hair blowing, and it's like actually working for a second, except he's just oblivious to the world.
Mm,
So for
yeah.
some reason, her thought is like, just more. Just keep making more wind.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, I do like that it's kind of a reversion of the typical anime trope, which is, you have a guy who's into someone, and then you have the girl who's, oh, goo goo gaga, what is love? What is attraction? I don't know what those things are. I have never felt anything like that. So I like that it's sort of inversed. It gives it a bit more of an interesting dynamic, honestly. So, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But yeah, so is that our
Yeah,
is that our thing?
yeah. It was fairly cute out of
It
10,
was
just like it is
all
every
right.
week.
It's all right. It is all
It's
right.
you will like it if you like cute things out of 10. Okay.
Yeah,
So
pretty
let's
much.
see. Next up is Candy Flurry.
Candy Flurry. Is it just me, or was there like a pretty big art downgrade between week 1 and week 2?
Yes. I don't know why, or if just like he had a really long time to make chapter 1 and this is his first time of them being like, "All right, you got a week, get this shit in." And so he's not
Mm-hmm.
used to it yet or something. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of panels where I'm like, that shit got sketched out real quick.
Yeah, and like I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing because I thought the chapter still worked fine. It just really took me aback because in my head the art style I had pinned on it based on the first chapter was quite different. So to see it now go back to a much more sketchier, much less bombastic art style, one could call it, definitely took me as weird at first. But as I said, I'm kind of chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Was a cute chapter. Like
hate it or
I do,
anything, but it was weird for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like I'm starting to really like the main girl. She's fun. She's like, yeah, I'm cute, haha, give me free things, but also, I can get free things. Like it's nice that
Yeah,
she
I
seems
like her too.
competent and aware. Yeah. Um, but aside from that, like it was a fun chapter. Like I think we got our like big what do you call it? Like the cast moment where now we have our premise properly, which is just the two of them looking for the other lollipop user. God, it still sounds so stupid whenever I have to say that. I don't know if I'll ever get
Lollipop no
used to that.
jutsu.
Lollipop no jutsu. But yeah, like was all right. Like I do think I'm ready to see like what do you call it? Like I guess I want to see a more distinct direction because right now it left itself very open. It was like, oh, uh, you're just gonna go and find the lollipop user. Like, okay, but what does that mean? Which undoubtedly we're gonna get some more details next week, so I'm fine with that. I think that's my main next point of interest because other than chapter 1, this chapter kind of couldn't get itself carried by art because obviously the art was just not there for that. Um, and so when the action started happening, for me at least, it felt like a bit of a letdown. Like it wasn't as crisp as I wanted it to be. Like I will say the page where she saves the kid is actually really cool. That's some really cool paneling right there. But aside from that, nothing really stood out to me super hard. So yeah, like I think that's all my thoughts right now on Candy Floor. Like definitely not bad, but I'm not super set on it quite yet.
Yeah, I
Um,
still quite like it. I think it's just the silly premise of it helps because it's just I don't know. It feels a little bit more creative than combat time manga. My power is I breathe fire out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a silly, funky world, and I tend to like stuff like that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the art downgrade was a little weird. It goes from not that noticeable in some panels to extremely noticeable in other panels, and so it makes it feel a little bit like unbalanced almost
Mm-hmm.
compared to the first week. But it wasn't that bad. I kind of hope that we get some time with them almost like outside of a combat situation. There's been a lot of fighting in the first two chapters, but
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes it so that the girl's the only one with a personality so far,
Mm-hmm.
and the little
Yeah.
dude that's her buddy is just like, I'm Fork Man. My power is that I fight people with candy. That's all I am.
Mm-hmm.
But they had cute interactions in the first chapter, so I kind of hope we get a little bit of some downtime just to sort of see them and start setting up some initial premises where the first arc is going to go next week. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
just like, uh-oh, Sugar Cookie Man is in the Chinatown area and he's giving people cookies. We got to get
Oh
him.
no.
And then she goes and puts a hat on and to hide her identity, and she whacks him with a lollipop or something. Not that I don't like, the action's been fine. It hasn't been particularly terrible or anything so far, but I would like to get some personality out of someone other than the girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like it definitely needs to kind of. It just needs to kind of flesh itself out a little bit.
Right. And I
Like
mean, it's
chapter
chapter
one.
2, so
Yeah, exactly. Like I see some people always say that, oh, we're so unfair because these series are so young, and like it's always said with the context that this is chapter 2, this is chapter early. We're not really expecting it to
yeah,
do
it's
all
not
these
so
things.
much a knock as much as like a this is what I would like to happen now for it to
Yeah,
continue. It's not
yeah,
quite like we're docking points from it because it's not doing this. It's more of just like, now I would like this to progress in this direction. It's a
yeah.
wish
Like
list, not a criticism.
yeah, like you're doing great, sweetie. Now do this, please. Like that. Sweetie in the literal sense, I guess.
Got him. That's
Got
the
him.
comedy you come here for.
See you next time, guys. Cue the theme song.
Episode's over right now.
Fucking Seinfeld theme song starts playing.
Damn, I love Seinfeld. I gotta watch that again soon.
I have not seen a single moment of it. I only know the theme.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I am not an American.
You can't get it anywhere?
I mean I can, but it just wasn't very big over here.
Damn, I love Seinfeld. It's a great show.
I like it when the theme goes ding 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 ding. So
One of these days, I'm gonna get you to intake media that is good that isn't My Hero Academia for more than a week.
oh, like a sequel to My Hero. I get it, or like a spin-off that is
Just
actually
all
good,
right,
not
just watch
Vigilante.
Seinfeld and imagine that he is a pro hero the whole time.
Gotcha,
All of a
gotcha.
sudden, it's a good show.
I've not watched it, but gas, raw, Kino. All right, Magic Man. What's next on your list?
All right, hang on. I have to do math again and also make sure that we don't lose anybody. I believe it's Undead Unluck.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very cool.
Shit popped. It was super cool. I
Yeah.
like this bad guy because it's the
Mm-hmm.
first time where they've been like, you know, the combat's been very centered around like their superpowers, and I kind of like the fact that he was like, all right, I gotta, I'll just let him wail on me a little bit, and as we fight, I'll notice when some weird stuff happens, and that will clue me into his power because it's like how you have to fight around people. And nope, he's just really good at fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a
Yeah.
cool twist, but then I also
Mm-hmm.
like that we're gonna have a team up fight next week. Ah, it's gonna be fucking fire.
Yeah. I mean, the twist, I gotta admit, by the time they started like analyzing what his negator ability might be, I was kind of expecting that to happen because it just felt like that kind of moment. But it was still raw as fuck. And I like this bad guy, like just his motivation, where he's like, "Oh, I will just find people who are unmotivated, break them so they're motivated to kill me, and then I will prove that I'm the strongest." Like that's so raw. That's so cool. It's not deep or anything. It's just good old-fashioned mustache twirling bad guy with a kung fu twist. Like, just really cool. I like it.
I also like his takedown of Andy's ability, where he figured out that like as long as I don't give you an injury that would be explicitly like potentially fatal, you won't heal from it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, that might be the first time in a hot minute that we've actually gotten like a technicality on Andy's ability, because for most of the manga it's really just been, oh, I heal
Yeah, it's
and
been like
nothing can kill
Wolverine
me.
healing.
Yeah. Whereas now that's an interesting, because that's also the cool thing about the negator abilities as a power system. Like a lot of it is kind of interpretation based. Like if there is an interpretation under which you can consider, like a little cut deadly because of blood loss, it heals, but you can't really make an argument that a dislocated shoulder will kill you by itself, so it doesn't heal. Like it's cool. It's cool that there's this element of, how can you interpret this to this power system? It's very creative.
Yeah,
Like,
because it would be very easy to make his power just like, oh, he has super healing, because he regenerates from dying. But all of their powers tend to be that way. I remember there was the one chapter a while back. I don't remember what the exact technicality was, but it was Rip's power as well. How they like worked around it, where he was like something about where if he doesn't consider it something that would fix it, it can bypass it or something. It was something weird like that. But yeah, it was all interpretation based, which makes these powers super cool, and it always means there's a way around them also, which I like.
yeah, yeah, it's cool also because it leaves it unpredictable, but within a framework that sort of makes sense with what is established. Like any power can be given a new twist by just saying, oh, you could reasonably assume this. And, you know, you could have predicted a twist like that. Like we could have predicted that Andy's power wouldn't negate dislocated shoulders based on what we knew, because it specifically only avoids his death. But we wouldn't have thought to do that because it's so hyper specific. And that's kind of the cool, like the golden niche that power systems can fall into, where you could predict what it's going to do, but you're probably not gonna, and so it's going to feel good when you get taken off guard. So yeah, that's super cool. I'm really glad that the negator system is sort of becoming more dominant and more fleshed out in a way that I actually understand. Because as I said, like the fight with Autumn, was it, and the fight where they were in the flashback world and all that,
Yes,
I was
that was
fighting for
Autumn.
my life.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was a little funky for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Um,
it what am I trying to say before I say something stupid? It definitely has gotten a little bit more focused since then, I feel like. And
mhm.
we always got the criticism during that of like, you guys aren't reading it hard enough, but also it's like, damn, dude, that's a lot. Now it feels like we've gotten a lot of interesting kind of cool twists on a lot of the stuff that's already been doing without requiring us to back read 3 or 4 weeks all at one time to keep up with what's going on.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, like, because here's also the other thing, right? If we spend even multiple weeks on a manga just kind of saying, "Oh, this is kind of not hitting for us," like that's not really a a grander statement of, "Oh, this manga sucks now." Like any manga is going to have bad arcs and better arcs. That's just how it works. Unless you're called Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, could still come. Like it's not impossible.
Nope,
Uh,
it's impossible.
it's
It'll
impossible.
never be bad.
I see. I see.
Don't
Here
jinx
I'm
it now.
here I'm trying to speak facts, but you just spit on me, Zen.
Nope.
Can't believe
Jujutsu
can't
Kaisen will
believe.
never falter. Not even for a second.
Jujutsu Kaisen's never had a bad chapter, you say?
Nope.
But you know what? I would
Even the
actually
bonus
stand.
chapter was better than some series regular chapters.
I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna stand behind that statement. I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen has a bad chapter. Like all of them are cool.
I'm
There's
sure there
always
will be
something
people in the
interesting.
comments who are like, "Oh, what about this one?" But I really can't think of any where I was like, "This is bad."
Yeah, like aside, like I don't know, maybe chapter one because it kind of has a lot of weird shit going on, and like Gege really did not care about giving the reader information at the start. But like honestly, in hindsight, I really like that.
Yeah, the very
So
beginning had these parts where I was like, this is kind of cliche, like, but then like as it goes on, you kind of find out that the cliche was on purpose and it takes a lot of the bad stuff out of it. Like the whole, wow, Yuji's 1 in a million, that's crazy. And for me, when you're reading that in chapter one, you're like, oh, okay, he's the anime chosen one from God or whatever. No, a brain man just put his brain inside of his mom and then genetically fucked his dad and engineered this child to be really good.
yeah, and honestly, even within chapter one, I do like that the whole 1 in a million immediately gets kind of turned around. He's like the 1 in a million worst case scenario. He should have just fucking died.
Yeah, the 1 in a million. Uh-oh, you're bringing Satan back into the world.
Lucifer has incarnated through you. But okay, yeah, like we're already talking about Jujutsu Kaisen now. Like
I know,
we're
we're
showing our
really bad at
bias.
that.
Yeah, but Undead Unluck was fun. I liked it. I hope we keep this energy. I really want to just see more of Shen and his master because those, for me, honestly, right now are kind of really carrying this manga. Because like I
Yes,
like
Shen and
Andy, and I
Fang are
like.
both dope. I like Andy enough, and Fuko's
Mhm.
fine. I think the gimmick of like Andy just gets fucked up, and then she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then stuff starts to turn around, is starting to get a little boring for me. Because right now it
Yeah,
feels like Fuko's only there to be sweet to people and smooch Andy on the cheek so that he can win
yeah,
fights.
yeah. Honestly, she hasn't done anything really interesting in this entire like scenario so far. Which she doesn't have to really. Like it's fine if she takes the back seat for a while. Like look at me, I'm a My Hero fan. My MC fucked off for 2 years, like 2 real life years before he became the main character again. So I don't really mind that. It just means she fades a bit into the background. So right now, Shen and Feng are definitely my boys.
Yes, Shen and Fang, dope as fuck. Dope as fuck
Mhm.
out of 10.
Yep. Um, what's next, Magic Man?
Next up is Mashle.
Raw. So
It was
cool.
so good. So I like how Mashle's the one we're always the most excited to be like, oh my god. Um, this manga fucking slaps. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Like, oh my god, the power of like Macron's ultimate power is so cool. Where it's like, he doesn't really even travel at the speed of sound. It's more like he travels with sound.
Like a
But
long sound. Yeah.
yeah, and the way Mash overcomes it is so. Oh, oh my man. I need this anime to come out.
I know, dude. This is this is the best fight in the series so far.
Oh yeah,
And
no
seeing this shit
contest.
animated would be, oh my god, would be fucking unreal.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Like the final panel where Mash lariats him. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
I also love how it can stay with a completely serious combat chapter the whole time, but not lose its like little bit of tongue in cheek like jokiness. Like the panels
Mhm.
where Macron's going through his giant transformation and like there's Dragon Ball explosion aura energy flying out everywhere, and then there's just one panel of a flat faced Mash with his hair getting blown back, like waiting for it to be over.
Yeah.
It's really great. That's
I
one of
mean,
my
hell,
favorite sequences in the whole series so far.
the fact that Mash kind of overcomes him by covering his hand in tartar
In the
sauce so
tartar
he can't
sauce that he's
snap.
always talking about.
Like that's so cool. Oh, it's so nice. Like substance wise, again, this isn't the chapter that is like super dense. It's really just Macron powers up, beats Mash for a while, Mash overcomes him. But it's still cool, and I do like that we're getting like background development for like the Innocent Zero that's approaching. Like it feels ominous and appropriate for something like that. Although I do think we're heading into an interruption.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that either next week or the week after we're gonna get in it. I don't think that one, I don't think Mash's attack is gonna win the fight, and two, I don't think the fight is gonna be concluded decisively because I think in the innocent zero mentioned at the beginning, I was like, uh oh, this
yeah.
is not finishing.
Although, I can tell you, I know exactly what Mashle is going to be doing next week. It's going to be on break.
Well, okay, listen, listen, don't try to hurt me here, okay?
I'm not hurting you. I'm being a smartass.
Words can
Two very
hurt.
different
Words
things.
can hurt.
Eat it up, liberal. It feels gross saying like right wing phrases like that. It feels so dismissive. I'm not that dismissive usually to people I like. I'm dismissive like that to YouTube comments. But that's a
Well,
different
you have
thing.
to be. It's the only way to get through the
Well,
day.
yeah, kind of. If I took every YouTube comment I get throughout my days as like a genuine person giving me a genuine piece of advice, fucking fucking jump off my apartment building. Like Jesus, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you know,
yeah,
it is what it
it's
is. It's not a conducive medium to constructive discussion.
yeah, and there's a lot of just people online who are very nasty, and you will encounter them, especially when you put your stuff out there as a content creator. So to a certain extent, you do kind of have to create this sort of parasocial barrier where you very much pick and choose what feedback and what responses to your content to take your time with and actually like sort of deal with. Like with me, it's very much I read the comments in like the first hour after I upload, and after that I hightail it out of there. Because usually that's when the cool people are there. They're like the notification squad and all that, which is like 50 people. But then when like the big numbers start arriving, I usually flee because dear God, the shit people write when they think you're just some sort of content creation machine is actually kind of vile. So
Yeah, when you're just like the robot that makes silly anime videos.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not to discourage anyone who wants to get into content creation. Like it's a great hobby or job, depending on how serious you are about it. But just be ready to thicken your skin a little when it comes to these sorts of things.
Yeah, the internet takes pride in its ability to be real mean.
Yeah, and I also think like the average person, or like we as average people, are just not like made for that much social input that you would get if you were to genuinely sit down and read all the feedback you get, even as a small content creator. Like even when I was, I don't know, like at 5K subs, very early into my journey. Already then, I kind of just had to stop myself because I realized it was just too much. Like you're just not used to getting that much feedback to you, your content, and your personality on like a daily basis. Like fuck, if I don't look at my online presence, the only person I'm getting feedback from is like my two close friends and my girlfriend. So, and
Yeah,
obviously
I
that's a
it's like you said, not to dissuade anyone because it is actually a very fun thing to do. And it's nice just to
Mhm.
like be passionate about shit and share it with people. But you got to remember that some people's passion is going online and being a dick to other people. So, you know,
Mhm.
don't
Yeah.
don't get too discouraged or get weirded out by it. Just kind of let it fall off.
Yeah, exactly. Like just let it bounce off. That's
Not
kind of how you
everyone's
have to
lucky
do it.
enough to have the guy whose passion is telling you that Black Clover was really good.
I love that guy
I
so
love that
much.
guy too. He's so great. I shit on Black Clover constantly. It's like my go-to whipping dog of any manga. And he's still here. Like, it's really good, man. You should try it out. It's been
He's actually
months.
he's actually upgraded. Now he calls it stupendous,
I
which
I really hope that every month, like every time we move into a new month, he switches adjectives.
oh yeah, we
Like,
love you, Black Clover guy.
I know. He's great.
Yeah. I mean, we love everyone who watches SNC and
Did you
interacts with us
see?
in good
Did
ways.
you see in the comments there was some debate over who Black Clover guy is?
Oh yeah,
There were two people like, no, wait, is it me?
it's all of you.
Why do we have so many Black Clover guys for the show that constantly shits on it?
I have no clue. Like, I guess the Black Clover guys are just very passionate in like a nice way. Because also like a fun little factoid, because obviously the I mentioned it, the My Hero Academia museum exhibition is currently running, and it has like comments and illustrations from other mangaka. Like Kubo drew Aizawa for him, and he wrote that
Oh
he
my god,
likes
I bet Kubo
Horikoshi.
Aizawa looks dope as fuck.
Yeah, apparently he does. Kishimoto just fucking mailed in the illustration he did half a year ago
Yeah,
for
I saw
Koyami.
that. He was like, "Hey, here's this thing I like."
Yeah, but
Fucking
like on that in that exhibition, Tabata, the author of Black Clover, like spoke a little bit about his relation with Hori, and it's actually so cute because they live close together, so they keep trying to like go out for lunch, but they keep not managing because they have no time because they're both like really busy with their successful series. And so, in his message, he's like, "I'm sorry, Hori. I hope we can catch lunch soon."
Aw,
And
that is cute.
yeah, I don't know. I think he draw. Did he? I think he's the one who drew Kaminari on a skateboard. Uh, but I'm so excited to see all those. Like the mangaka for World Trigger, I believe, drew Sith Lord Shigaraki, which I'm very excited for
I can get
to
behind
see
that.
if yeah, if that
I just need
ever.
to see the Kubo thing. My new thing is just finding Kubo drawing other series characters because that man is a
Yeah, for
god.
sure. For sure, but like, God, I hope that exhibition makes it either turns into an art book or makes it outside of Japan, where
They
people
will
can like.
tweet 4 pictures of it.
Well, we've seen a few of the pictures. We've seen like fragments. We've seen 2 of the 10 full Horikoshi illustrations, and we've seen fragments of some of the others. But you're not allowed to take pictures while you're there, which is a big shame.
Oh,
But
that
like,
is
I
a
also
shame.
understand it. Well, I mean, I'm kind of surprised they didn't make it digitally because like now it's shut down because of COVID, and it was already not going to run for very long. So might as well have done it a digital event. But oh, whatever. I'm sure we'll see them eventually. I'm sure we'll see Kubo Aizawa at some point.
Need that. Need that.
Yeah, because like all the other illustrations that we've been able to see so far look fantastic. Like Deku and Ochako falling from the sky with like the big city underneath them, or Shoto and Dabi standing together, both saying "I'm watching you." Like Hori just needs to stop playing and drop that art book, man. Fucking need it.
I still think it's
Anyway,
really funny that Kishimoto was just like, "Here's a drawing I already did. I'm not doing another one.
yeah.
I
Well,
have a whole lot of
I'm
time. Not. I have a whole lot of. I have no time. I'm not drawing Boruto either, so I'm very busy."
yeah. Look, man. I'm just so busy with making sure Boruto keeps being bad. So like,
I have to rework the script these guys give me that's actually kind of decent every single week to make sure it's god awful.
I have to differentiate Boruto enough from Naruto, and the only way I know how to do it is by making it bad, which Naruto wasn't for the most part. Anyway, Mashle, am I right?
Good, good series. Mashle,
Yeah, good.
raw Kino swag out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. What's next? What
Next
else do
up
we have?
is My Hero Academia.
Okay, I'm gonna need a few chapters, or maybe just one, showing me like the All for One era of Japan. Because every time they mention the All for One and One for All lore, I am super intrigued. Like now we find out there was this rebellion going on against him, and the second user was like the leader of that rebellion. And they stormed his fortress to kill his brother, and then they just instead saved him. Like, that's so cool. Show me that stuff. I'd be really down for that. Like, maybe it's also because the anime in season 5 just recently covered the first, like, One for All for One flashback. And it's always so cool. Like, the concept of All for One taking over Japan, not through sheer force, but just because he's the guy who can play God with people. And that, he controls people by making them indebted to him, sort of like a mafia boss. That's so cool to me. I really, really like that. So I hope we get to see more of that. I assume we will, because all this
Probably. I
stuff
mean,
does.
he is the bad guy.
Yeah, and this stuff does make sure to keep gaps, like to leave some gaps. So yeah, like I'm super, I'm super into this. Um, the second user looks way too much like Bakugo, and Hori is definitely sleeping on the couch tonight. Um, but like honestly, from the way he's behaving and talking, he definitely doesn't seem like Bakugo to me.
I don't think it's
Like,
Bakugo. I think he intentionally made him look like Bakugo, and then everyone's like talking about it, and Hori's like, I have no idea how you could make that connection. He's
Oh
just
yeah,
a
like
spiky-haired, sharp-faced weirdo with giant gauntlets that he shoots shit out of.
yeah, of course. I mean, I think to a certain extent it's also just a super heavy-handed parallelism because obviously it's like the inversion of the Deku Bakugo situation where Deku reaches out his hand to Bakugo, whereas here it's the Bakugo lookalike reaching out his hand to the One for All user, like oh. But I do think it's kind of cool how they're like, oh, One for All was born from the desire to save, not from the desire to kill, and how that reframes Deku's motivation. Like I think Hori is handling that fairly well. Um, you know,
My favorite
which I'm
fan
glad.
theory is that that's not Bakugo. It's actually adult Yuji Itadori.
Is it now because he has the scar?
Because he has the hair color and the scar.
It's just like he like punches all for one, and he's like, "Tell him Akutami sent me." He wants to watch another movie with Horikoshi. I don't know what this One for All business is all about. I'm just here
I
for the
don't know what's
message.
going on. I just know that that Evangelion movie was weeks ago.
He's like, Hori is not returning any of Gege's calls.
I also like how in the beginning Deku's like, "Yeah, I fight crime, but I also fight racism." So he's uh-oh, do we lose? Oh no, he's back. Okay.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
We got some staticky bits from your end a minute ago, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, Deku's like, "No, no, 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 no. You know what else? You know what's the real villain? Racial profiling."
But yeah, it's cool because it also continues the theme of Octopus Man saying, "Oh yeah, I've suffered because of this body," and Spinner saying, "Oh yeah, I've been discriminated against." Like, it feels like a cool undercurrent to have in the My Hero world.
Yeah. I also like how All Might just like rolls up in his
Pop up
fucking car
consistently sounds good.
and he's like, "Hey, I'm here in
Mhm.
my car. Here's lunch."
Yeah, that's also cool.
That's my contribution to this team. Here's your
He just
lunch.
keeps flexing. He just keeps flexing his immense wealth.
Yeah, at this point he's just like, "I got to spend this on something."
Mm-hmm.
Every week it's
Yeah.
actually a new car. It's a different car every time.
He's like, and he excuses it like, "Oh, we can't be tracked." And the deck was like, "Oh, but All Might, you have the same number plate every time." And he's like, "It's necessary. You'll understand soon, young Midoriya. Just keep training One for All, and you'll understand."
Deku's costume must smell awful.
Yes. But oh god, if we're just getting into like fictional people smelling, then I'm glad Dobby doesn't appear in this chapter.
Yeah, Davi. Oh god, I can
Well, I
only
mean, he
imagine.
smells in universe. Like that's canon. It's even in his character profile in the data book that he smells god awful.
Well, he's covered in rotten skin, so
Yeah, I suppose. And he's avoiding showering so the hair dye doesn't come out. Or at least not anymore, I suppose.
yeah. Well, he finally got to. How do you shower with hooks keeping your skin together?
That's true. Like after he finally revealed his identity, he goes back to like the villain hideout and he has like the first shower in a decade.
Showering must hurt like a motherfucker with that burnt ass skin.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, Dobby's entire existence must hurt like a motherfucker.
True, he must just always be in fucking horrible pain.
Yeah, I mean, he must just like he really just is an unhinged crazy boy, and he's like, okay, let's go, let's do this. That hurts, but well, let's go. So yeah, like actually, that kind of like makes me like Dobby more. He's such a goofy fucking idea for a villain that is turned so grim and serious. I like it. I like it out of 10 for
All
Dobby
right, for
specifically.
Davi specifically.
Yeah.
Also, the last
Uh,
panel of this where he's like, "Things are gonna move quickly." Yeah, they sure fucking are. Really feels like we're
yeah.
flying through this.
Yeah, which honestly also calms my mind on the like time travel theory because no way does Hori have the time to introduce time travel if this is the speed at which we're going.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. Like this chapter was, I guess, supposed to be like a take a break chapter, but it still didn't feel like it because we got all this exposition about like the past and stuff. It really feels like he's trying to crank shit out and just get it done.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, like I definitely think. I talked about it last week, I think, as well. I definitely think we're moving a bit too fast for my taste. But for this chapter, I'm willing to not be too mad about it because the lore we do get is cool. Like I said, I just need that flashback, like a full flashback, a few chapters, just giving me the details on how this went down. Because that era sounds so interesting. Like just civil unrest masqueraded under just basically organized crime networks.
That's just what
Really
America
cool.
is right now.
Oh, you're gonna go there, are you?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Well, I suppose you do get to do that. You are American. You have to actually live there. It's not just a meme for
Exactly.
you. Like
I gotta fight
my
that fight.
memes, my memes are your reality. You hate to see it.
One man's memes are another man's reality.
Oh God. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for My Hero for me. Just a solid chapter of lore. Like, oh yeah, the night shots of like Deku overlooking the city, super cool. Hori's art is so good, and I love it. Um, and I'm interested to see what the second user's quirk is, or the third user's even. Like, because he only has one gauntlet, and it looks more like it's shooting lasers than explosions.
Wait, I thought he had two.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I could have
You got
swore he
any?
was depicted. Oh, he only has one Oh, I think he just took it off to shake it. Or no,
Do you
he's
think?
only wearing one. I swear to
Yeah.
God, when he was well, no, because look, he's standing and facing the wall, and he's wearing two.
Oh, okay. So maybe he does have to.
But then when he's fighting, when he's gonna go assassinate the first One for All guy, he's only got one, even when he's going to fight. So I don't know. Maybe it got broken or something.
Yeah. Also, now that we know the first guy's name, Yoichi, again, Bakugo seems very unlikely because now we know literally all One for All users, even the special ones, have the actual number name in their name and
Yeah.
not just like a weird tangential connection. Because the reason for Bakugo being able to fit into there was always that, oh, the one kanji in his name looks like a two. It's like, that's kind of not how this works, or at least not how it's worked so far. Because, he literally has Ichi or Each in his name, so.
Joke's on you. There's an exception to every rule.
Oh God, no! For the love of God, Zen.
The next chapter, he's gonna wash his hair dye out just like Davi did.
He's gonna take off that scar. It's just a sticker.
It's just a fake scar that he wore for the meeting with Deku, so he didn't look so familiar.
No, it can't be Bakugo because he went a full conversation without yelling.
Well, he's
No
older,
way, that's
Bakugo. He's matured.
People who yell when they're kids yell when they're adults.
Yeah, that's true.
I can attest to that. I'm still loud. I was a loud kid. I'm a loud adult. Although I don't yell for the good of the world.
Yeah, if you yell, that'd just be a Macaron from Mashle again.
You joke, but honestly, like, people keep telling me, like, oh, stop yelling, stop being loud. I don't think I've yelled in like a literal decade. Because I don't really get mad at things, and I don't really get like really, really into yelling at things. So the people who tell me, oh, stop yelling, stop being so like high strung, have never actually heard me yell. So I don't know what happens if I unleash this beast.
For the
Maybe you
good of
could
the
hear me.
world, you keep it under wraps.
Yeah. If I yell, maybe you could hear me. Like on the other side of the Atlantic.
The fucking sea starts rumbling.
Hey, that's how we can make the Shonen Chill podcast from now on if Discord breaks. I just yell across the
Just
ocean.
scream it across the sea.
I mean, it'll be a bit delayed because the sound doesn't travel nearly fast enough. But hey, we'll make it work if Discord breaks. If like all electronics break down because the 5G aliens take over or whatever, we must
The
communicate.
Anons finally move in.
Oh yes, yes, Tomura.
The Anons, it begins.
Okay. My Hero Academia gets a cool lore out of 10. That's my verdict.
I agree. Good times out of 10. So
Good
next
times out of
up
10.
is the last guy. Always usually is the very back. Is
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm in pain. I don't know about you.
I'm gonna be real. I don't give a shit about Yaga, but that final picture of Panda, man.
Well, yeah. Well, Yaga has been in like 7 panels until right now. I don't really care about Yaga, but look at Panda.
Yeah, and like honestly, this chapter also actually made me like Yaga more because it's like he uses his ability to like allow people to like speak with their deceased friends or like a simulacrum of their deceased friends and family members, like the way he does for Kusakabe's sister. That is so sweet and so tragic. Like it's kind of crazy and like again, Yaga is one of those characters where when you first read or watch Jujutsu Kaisen and he first shows up, he's like, oh, the principal of Jujutsu Tech. You think, oh, yeah, so this is going to be like an important guy. And then he just isn't.
Yeah, he's just not at all.
Yeah. But this chapter kind of, it's cool because it's like he's such a background character, and yet Akutami managed to yield so much emotion out of his death, which by all accounts doesn't mean much. And also, I think the way he dies is really cool, where he's like, oh yeah, I'm cursing you, Gakuganji, with the knowledge that brought about my demise. Like, oh, it's so painful, but so cool.
The little Winnie the Pooh thing they've got going on, where he crawls out of their special forest through the door in the tree,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
give them the little like, "We'll miss you while you're gone."
Mhm.
Ah, it hurt. Gojo is gonna lose his absolute fucking mind when he comes out of that cube and just start killing people.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it's not like eh, like I don't know how much he really cares about Yaga as much as he cares about other people. But he seemed to have a like they seem to have a pretty close connection. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean
like
he was been his like mentor since he was a kid.
that's true. Ah man. But yeah, also like even pandas can cry. Come on, man. Come on.
I
I'm just
know,
human.
I know. And he was like, I like how the principal's like, "Aren't you gonna get me?" And he was basically just called him a tool. He's like, "No, you're fucking not worth it."
Yeah. You're just a knife that the real murderers used. But know this, even pandas can cry. Ah, fuck.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, the trade-off is that this is a very light chapter on plot. Like it's cool to see Kusakabe do more stuff because I actually really like him. He seems really cool. Just trench coat guy with sword. Very
just
much my thing.
Katana Man.
Yeah, just katana man. Doesn't even have a curse technique as far as we're aware. He just wears a katana. But yeah, and like the way he was indebted to Yaga because of the help he gave to his sister, like that was sweet. It took me a while to understand what was happening, but it was very sweet. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
cute, and it's just like, it helps give her closure and whatnot. And I guess she comes and visits it every now and again.
yeah,
It's very wholesome. And he
yeah,
calls
like
Panda his
honestly,
son again, and I'm like, oh man.
yeah, and like also like the panel where you realize that the little doll that he made for Kusakabe's sister is actually like a simulation of her son. I did not see that coming. Once I realized that actually really hit me because it kind of reframes Yaga as such a kind person in a way, like more kind than we've really ever seen him be. Yeah, like fuck, I'm actually like kind of
It's
sad that he's gone.
Yeah, and it's sweet because not only does he does all of this for Kusakabe's sister, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "I'm sorry that I can't let her take it with her." And the whole
Yeah,
Kusakabe is like, "You've already done all of this stuff. Like, you don't need to apologize." But the first thing out of his mouth was like, "I'm sorry, it's not even better than it could have been." He's
yeah,
what a good guy.
yeah. I mean, he made Panda. Of course, he was a good guy.
That's true.
Yeah, and as I said, I just love the way he goes out, where he's like, "All right, bitch, you're gonna have to live with the same burden I had to. Good luck.
Yeah, well,
This
because
is my
now it's
curse to
like,
you."
does he just tell them, or does he keep it for himself because that's kind of important information to have?
Yeah.
But then if they find out that he's got it, then they'll just try to kill him too.
Mhm. Yeah, like it's just it makes the story so interesting, and it's also fun because like this is a chapter that is so completely removed from the happenings of the last few chapters. Like we're going into like a 3-week cliffhanger, and the cliffhanger is Panda crying. Like, dear God, KK. But yeah, like sad, sad, like just sad.
Yeah,
And I mean,
we're just never allowed to be happy again in Jujutsu Kaisen. I guess was finally like, yay, Yuta's a good guy, and then that lasted for like 3 weeks, and then they're like, all right, Yuta's splitting off from the group, and also Panda's crying.
yeah. So now it's gonna be interesting where this leads Panda, like in relation to the Culling game. Him and Kusakabe, like if they enter the fray. Although Kusakabe seems to have already fucked off, so he doesn't want to get involved. Which fair dues, fair dues. What I'm wondering now is though, did we hear how long it's been since Shibuya? Like a week, right?
I think about that. Yeah, I think they said it earlier, like when Yuta and Yuji are talking.
Yeah, because like it really feels like a lot of shit has happened since Shibuya. Like also last chapter we had like, oh, all the big clans like took away their tools from Jutsu Tech because they don't trust them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now Yaga got imprisoned, then managed to escape prison, and then got killed. Also in that time, it's like, okay. Also, how fucked up is it that we just legitimately never saw Yaga fight? Not a single time.
Nope, all of it was off screen.
Yeah. Like, we don't even know if he has a curse technique beyond just making curse dolls.
I mean, he sure looked like he was getting ready to fight, like he was gonna throw down with this little ninja guy.
Yeah, but then Gakuganji just fucking ripped him to shreds with music.
Yep.
He was like, my strongest music-related attack, DMCA strikes. And Yaga's like, no!
Not that.
Oh man, it doesn't even feel good making jokes. Like I'm
I
just
know, it
bummed.
almost, I couldn't even think of a follow-up riff. I was just like, oh, Yaga.
Yeah, I'm just bummed about Yaga and Panda. Yeah, like just bummed out of 10 for Jujutsu Kaisen. Like
Although,
light
after the fight,
chapter.
it looks like Gakuganji's guitar is broken.
Oh,
Yeah, well, the looks like the head of it's laying on the ground, and when Panda goes to rush him, I think he throws away that broken handle. That's what the toss thing is. So I
he just
guess Yaga threw down.
yeah, or Gakuganji beat him with the guitar until the guitar broke.
One of the two, I suppose. He does have a head
Yeah,
wound.
yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Not really. I'm just sad.
I'm just bummed out. Like
I'm just depressed, and now I have to wait 3 weeks to maybe not be depressed, but probably will still be because Akutami hates happiness.
yeah, like I shouldn't be this. I should not be this bummed. I did not care for Yaga. Panda is just a meme character for the most part. But man, like this is sad shit. Like Panda is just such a cuddly boy, and and Yaga was such a nice guy.
Yeah, we're there. Akutami is really setting up Jujutsu Sorcery Society to be just the worst. It's just
Yeah,
awful. And the only reason it was palatable at all was because Gojo existed.
yeah. Gojo was literally the torch that kept at bay all the weird monsters that reside within the human heart.
It makes me wonder how much he's gonna blame himself after he gets out of the box.
That's actually interesting because Gojo's characterization is really, really dichotomous in that sense. Where like outwardly he's so confident, and you wouldn't think that he would like blame himself, but then you look at like hidden inventory and what happens to Ghetto and to the plasma vessel, where it's very clear that he does blame himself very greatly, and how that influences his like adolescence. So it's gonna be interesting if we do get to see Gojo escape the cube anytime soon. But one thing at a time. First, the culling game. Well, first, my heart being ripped apart by a fictional panda, but then the culling game.
oh
Uh, how good are we gonna feel when Yuta has to kill Tsumiki?
God, dude. Or he doesn't kill her and she kills him, and then that lets her get free.
Yeah. Uh,
Also, I like how in the calling game, Yuji was like, "I'm gonna have to kill people," and Megami was like, "No, you won't. I have an idea." But Yuta was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go now." So Yuta's just gonna go start fucking killing people.
You're just like, anyway, I don't carry this katana around for show. So, yeah. Good luck with that no killing plan.
Have fun. I'm gonna go just start taking care of business.
Yeah, have fun with Kids Hour. I'm off to play a man's game. Uh, but yeah, like I'm excited to see where this goes. Like, really, ever since Shibuya ended, Jujutsu Kaisen has been so unpredictable. Like, honestly, the only thing I could have predicted out of all of this was once Yuta showed up that he would be a good guy. But that's it. Like the
Yeah,
rest has just all been mystery.
and he really dragged that reveal out to the point where it started to feel like a serious cope that he was gonna be a good guy.
Yeah, I remember. But yeah, that's honestly it for me. Like I don't think I
Yeah,
could say anything without repeating myself.
yeah, it's just sadness. I hope Gakuganji gets killed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Gakuganji didn't seem like super enthusiastic about killing Yaga. I'm gonna be real. Like
No,
just
but
based
literally all he's done is kill Yaga and try to get Yuji killed. So
that is also true.
I
And he's
hope he
like a
gets just blasted.
and he's like a billion years old, which like, being a senior citizen is already a major red card. So, yeah.
He's from the brain's birth year. The
Oh
same.
god.
He's just if the brain didn't body hop, that's what he would look like.
They find out Brain's weakness by going through Gakuganji's graduation yearbook. Kenjaku, there we go. Hates pickles.
His senior quote is just, "I hope nobody in a million years finds out that I hate pickles."
his fucking end of a graduation quote is just God, I really hate kids with blue eyes. Piece of shit. If your kid has blue eyes, I'm gonna beat it up. He's just
Fucking
that
sick
fucking
of these
vi-
eyes.
He's just that fucking video meme where it's like the title of the video is almost threw down with a 7-year-old. Follow-up video, never mind, got my shit rocked.
Yeah, what was the one? It was like about to get into a fight. Never mind, I'm not posting that shit.
yeah, that one as well. Kenjaku just fucking camps out like pregnancy wards and hospitals to make sure no one is born having the sick size.
He spends all his time driving to hospitals and checking the maternity wards. What color is this baby's eyes?
Quick, it's important.
Let me see these baby's eyes right now.
Oh my god. And he's just been doing that for like 500 years. What a creep. I hope Yuji eats him.
I hope that everyone in Jujutsu Kaisen that I don't like dies so that I can get some happiness back.
But will it really be happiness?
If
Will it not
Kenjaku
just
dies, yes.
but it will just be, it will be cathartic for a moment, but then you realize Nobara still has not appeared for almost half a year.
Listen, Gojo hasn't appeared for over a year, alright? I'm coping as best I can.
Do you realize that the chapter in which Nobara got clapped was the the first Jujutsu Kaisen chapter we reviewed on this show?
Oh my god, is it really?
Yeah, because the very first thumbnail I made for the show was
Oh, that's right. It's
Nobara with my patch.
Eye Patch Navarro with the fucking Shonen Jump hat on.
Yeah. She's been gone for 27 weeks, my guy.
It's a serious injury. It takes a long time to recover from.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
They had to regrow part of her brain, so it took a
Oh,
while.
that sounds lovely, Grandpa. Let's get you back to lunch. I'm sorry.
Until
I'm
I see a body, she's alive. Show me the corpse, Akutami. Show me the corpse.
You're basically just like the Shonen Jump trope of if there's no corpse, they're not dead, but you take it very seriously. You keep writing letters to Akutami like, "Where's the corpse?"
Show me
Nothing
the corpse.
else.
Show me the corpse, Akutami. I don't
You
even
just
specify what corpse. I'm just like, show me the body.
Show me the body. Gigi. Oh. All right. I think I'm good for this week.
I think I am as well. Just Jujutsu Kaisen, sadness out of 10.
Bummer out of 10.
Super fucking bummer out of 10.
Yeah, sucks for that Yaga guy. Made my panda. Made me sad, made me cry.
Poor panda.
There's just something so sad about seeing a cuddly animal be sad.
For his creator daddy. No, I don't want to talk about it again. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. See y'all around.